Yeah.
Then why do you guys think that there are more sites in Singapore than other countries in the world?
Because Singaporeans are lazy.
Because all Singaporeans have commitment issues.
Hi, I'm Iman.
Hi, I'm Isaac.
Hi, I'm Kieran.
And this is the Unfiltered Gay Podcast, where we talk about anything taboo in a very fun, lighthearted way. Today's topic is all about sites, and we're not talking about the rhombuses or the triangles of the world. We're talking about the gay sites. And what does it mean to be a site?
I actually don't know when sites this term come about, because I feel like as a millennial, we have never been exposed to sites. It's always either top or bottom, right?
Or verse.
Or verse. Oh, I forgot about verse.
But what does it mean to be a site? Well, according to Googler, is people who do not enjoy anal sex. So everything's on board. You can have blowies, you can have cuddles and spooning, but nothing to do with anal penetration.
It's a choice for boring people.
Okay, why can't blowies be fun? Why must I be penetrated? Personally, I am more like of a bottom, but at the same time, I feel like anal is too painful and too difficult to prepare that I just enjoy being a side.
So do you identify as a side?
I think if the opportunity comes, sure, but I feel like because it takes so much preparation, right, it better be for a guy that's worth it. So if it's for someone like, like a fling or what, I think just do side lah better, right?
I do have friends who think that if you're not having anal sex, you're not having sex.
Okay,
right?
Okay, so who's this friend?
These are aggressive pure talks.
Because I want to know if there's a dick in my mouth, why isn't it considered sex? I want to know. Please explain to me. Because I feel that something's coming in, something's coming out, you know?
Well, I agree with you. I think I met a lot of people who don't, when they consider that if you're not having anal, you're not having sex at all, zero. Like, so, and then they also think, as far as like, what's the point of meeting? What's the point of even doing something?
Yes, because like you have to, doll up, you have to douche, you have to clean, and then you basically travel from like Jurong to Tampines, and it not just to have blowies. Such a waste of time.
I feel there's a story there.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a story there, but I don't know, I just feel that, as long as you can feel the pleasure and you're both naked, that's sex.
Yeah, and going on what you said, I think there's a lot of discrimination against sites. Like when I hear people say sites, they think that it's a very like passive, very non-effort kind of approach. But I just think it's there's many facets to it. So I think also having terms like bottom and top can be intimidating for some people. Like they just don't want to be, they don't subscribe to certain like roles. Yeah. And also sometimes when you say that you are a top, then people have a lot of expectations. I think similarly for a bottom. So with all these expectations in mind, it's just easier to say that, let's just be a side and then see where it leads to.
Okay, this sounds like what soft boys would tell you and would do. They basically don't want to identify with something, and then they will hurt you eventually. Because you go in with no expectations, and you're like, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna let's try have fun, but I don't want to do it. They are soft boys. They are eventually gonna hurt you. All sides will eventually break your heart.
I have never heard that before. I just thought, side is just like light fun, but if we are here now, someone broke Kieran's heart. That person was a side. Can you tell us his last known location was in Tampines? It's gonna be hard to find.
Wrong to Tampines.
Wrong to Tampines. Oh my god.
So the side that broke his heart, we are on to you. If you want me to filter by age, I got Grindr Pro. So Grindr Extra they call it. So I can filter by age as well. But interestingly enough, Singapore has been researched by Grindr is the country with the most sites.
And I am not surprised, because all Singaporeans
hurting you.
have commitment issues.
Let's unpack this. What does being a side have to do with commitment issues?
You refuse.
There's a line. There's a lines to it. Yeah.
You refuse to commit to the act of making love.
Why did they just want to try everything?
It's a healthy way of being a hoe.
Just because they don't have anal?
No, because you don't have anal sex, so you don't you're not at risk or you're not at greater risk. Okay, I'm not a doctor, so don't quote me on that. But you're not at risk of like getting
You can't get
syphilis.
Or
I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to you.
Okay, I think you can check
lesser
first of all.
chance, lesser.
Can we have
risk.
supers on the screen now? You can!
Yes,
Yes,
yes, you still can from like blowjobs and even from like rimming, I guess.
Is rimming a side thing?
So I think that rimming is part of the bigger bubble of being a side. So there's like foreplay, then there's nipple play, there's kissing, there's cuddling, there's blowies, there's ass blowies, also known as rimming, and fingering, I believe.
Fingering
you
is
go.
considered a side.
I mean, if both sides finger each other, if you can 69 each other, you can
Wait,
finger each other.
So is it? So it's not the idea of entry. It's just the dick being in there. That it's not a side.
I feel it could be because I think having the dick in there requires a lot of preparation. Like I for one have been told by many that I have a very narrow crevice, and I require some time to open up.
What if the guy has really big fingers?
No, and actually, I have a tip. I have a tip for people like you.
Oh yes, please.
When you jerk off,
Okay.
stick a dildo in your ass.
Oh my god, see, I've never done it before. But then, because it's really unexplored territory. I don't get much visitors on there. I don't expect much visitors anyway. So like, when I do get people coming in, and then they're like, oh, it's so tight. Oh, there's blood. Oh my god. No,
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. What happened?
No,
Anyway,
honestly.
I'm a woman, you know.
Yeah.
I beat too.
So if let's say two sides
Yeah.
use dildos on each other,
Okay.
what does that make it?
I have met a lot of people who identify as sides.
In
Japanese.
In Japanese.
Wow.
Okay.
who are very non-committal. I still see it as a projection of sorts.
Okay.
That because these sides who refuse to like commit to anal sex, in the chase and in their pursuit of romance, they would have the same mindset. They would just like, oh, let's just have light fun and let's just chill and hang out.
I feel that's a very broad way to perceive people. It's, I don't know, like, because you're a side and you cannot commit and then you don't want to settle down, it's a very big jump.
Because conversely, I've met tops who
I like that.
who stick it in me and they still ghosted me afterwards. So oh, wait, I'm just so I don't believe this is a behavior that's only like for the sides. I think as long as you're a man in Singapore and there's Grindr and many ways to meet other men, there's many reasons for guys to not be committal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then why do you guys think that there are more sites in Singapore than other countries in the world?
Because Singaporeans are lazy.
Oh, I had a different opinion.
Oh,
I
sorry.
thought,
Sorry.
No, but
Singaporeans are lazy. Sue me. No, but I also think it's because
I think there's a lot of pressure
Yes,
on Singaporeans.
yes.
It's like already at work and expectations in daily life, there's so many expectations. And then now you want it to be like this power top or this power bottom, and there's so many things that you just want to be like, can I just be a regular person?
Yeah. And I believe people can still get off from blowies or hand jobs, So I feel like that's why sites are around, because like they don't really need to do the whole shebang. It's just just you can a bit, I'm done, And I think maybe some people just need 5 minutes, 10 minutes, some people need 1 hour, I guess. Yeah, but sites mostly 30 minutes can already.
Oh yeah, I mean, speaking of which, speaking of Tampines to Jurong, I mean,
That's 30 minutes.
That is 30 minutes, okay?
wait, there's
Traveling 30
idea.
minutes to have fun for 30 minutes.
Right,
That's
but
fine.
whose house was it? Because Singaporeans, a lot of them also, I realized they don't have a place. So sometimes you need to be a side because you're not going to do anal sex on a staircase. I mean, you can, but you need to find a place.
seen videos.
So,
But I agree with you, because when you do the whole like top and bottom thing or top and bursting, bottom bursting, you need a proper place.
If someone identifies as a pure side, I would never date this person. Like how I would never date a pure top or a pure bottom.
Okay.
Because it just means that this person is inflexible. It is probably suffer a lot of discrimination and judgment, and they just refuse to change, and it will bleed into other areas of their life.
You have a lot of trauma.
No, basically his trauma stems from people's like sexual positions.
Identities.
If you're a side, you're not committal. But if you're a top or you're a bottom, you're inflexible. So versatiles, if you're out there,
Versatile.
message Kiran.
Okay, but do you guys not think so? Like, people's sex position, like, they do reflect what kind of people they are in real life.
I think personally for me, I don't place such a very high value in like sexual positions when it comes to relationships. Like I'm okay with not getting dick down. I'm okay with no anal. I'm okay with getting anal. It's like I wouldn't mind dating aside because I think for me like I don't place that importance of getting anal down. Yeah, I guess because I feel like there's so many things we can do. We don't really need that. But to some people that I know, they have to at least do it like once a week or like twice a week for like their relationship. Yeah, so I've never done that before.
When you're saying that, I was listening to you, but also not listening to you.
Okay.
He's just saying that you are boring.
No, I just recall when you're saying, I recall that I saw something on TikTok, which that means it's true. That in China there are a lot of people who are sites, okay? So that's a TikTok, right? But the reason for that is because a lot of people are just afraid of STIs. So sometimes maybe a decision of being a site stems from something like that.
Which is okay. Which is why if you are a site for health reasons, that's like completely cool. But if you are a site and if you stay a site and you don't enjoy anal sex or any of that sorts, then in a relationship it's difficult because like sex is like a form of making love.
Very good.
Right? And when you are inside someone or when someone's in you, like you feel connected to their soul.
Correct. Yes. I've described it before. Yes.
I truly believe that like when you are making love with someone and you are inside them, like you're like, okay, you know, I feel very I feel like we are one person.
No, yes, because I describe sex to my friend as like something intimate because my friend's like, oh, they can sleep around without developing like emotional like sentiments to that person. But I see it's impossible because sex at its core is a very intimate thing.
Exactly.
And like when you say that, you know, having been a bottom, when he's inside you, so I just remember, I just thought about my like when someone's inside you, it really feels like your body's melting.
Yes.
Into that. I'm not kidding. Have you, you know?
I've had a lot of sex where I didn't feel like. I think because but I just think that it's an emotional part also that, and sometimes I just have this emotional barrier. Like I can have sex with you, but it doesn't mean that I like you or want to be with you, or that even the sex is good. It's just
Like anal sex. Like
Yeah.
Anal sex.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. I guess there's another episode there. We have to unpack that, you know.
Do you guys think that non-anal sex is sex?
I think it is sex. I think it is sex. But because I have no backbone whatsoever, when people ask me that you have sex with someone and it was just a blowjob, I would tend to say no. Because I think when you say, because I feel that when you tend to say yes, people have expectations that it was a full-blown thing, right? And then when you say that, oh, actually it was just a blowjob, people go, oh, they get disappointed.
So you are only responding because of what people might think, but you would
Yes.
consider that night when someone suck a dick as sex.
Which night was this? People always get disappointed when I just say, oh, it's a blowjob, and then they're like, then that's not sex.
Yeah, oh my god, that person is me. I always tell people, if you don't have dick in your ass or ass in your dick or anyway, if you don't have any of that, you didn't have sex. Okay, if it's just a blowjob, it's just light fun.
I feel that as long as you touch the appendage. No, I mean think about it. Someone's naked in front of you. You touch it. That's hand job. I consider hand job as sex, like part of sex.
But that could just be like showering. I'm showering with you, and I wouldn't
Well,
do that.
if I was showering with a guy, and he touched me and I touched his thing, and if it ends in a wonderful climax, whether or not that's being anal, I feel that as long as there's two things, contact point with the appendage and fireworks,
And
as long as those two conditions are met, it's sex.
Okay, so climax is one of the factors. So
Yes.
if he didn't come, then it's not sex.
If he came, I didn't come, it's still sex.
So as long as someone comes.
Yes.
Both didn't?
If no one come, then I'm alone. What?
We are almost at the end of today's episode. This episode is brought to you by Shop 377A, a male sex shop in town. What's in my hand is Swallow Me. I really like the color of this though. It looks fiery, and at one glance you know that it's gonna thrill you. So this is a masturbator, and it's supposed to feel like someone is deep throating you, which you can tell because this looks like the edge of your throat. And it comes in different speeds and heat. There's a heating element. So for those of you who actually enjoy warm mouths, this could be the toy for you. Let's take this for a spin.
He's cycling through the 10 different vibration methods provided by the Swallow Me. Ooh. He's finding his favorite vibration setting. Is it the 1 pulse? Is it a pulse, pulse, pulse? Is it a pulse? I guess he found it.
Let's try with our hands.
Put it in.
I mean, it's a very like smooth, kind of like a matte product, you know. It feels like when you lube it up,
Yeah.
it will really like you know, like feel good, pleasurable.
And
Yeah.
you have to use lube because do not use a sex toy without lube because you're gonna damage your sex toy and it's gonna be a waste of money.
Right.
I won't worry about damaging myself, but yes, a sex toy also.
Yes, you will damage yourself if you don't use lube. So remember, always use lube.
I think it's nice that a throat can't physically do this. So
Can I throw?
I've never seen a throat vibrate.
Hey, I do like that inside is curved.
Oh,
so you know
okay.
how some people love to be
Throated.
deep throated, right? And it's have you been like face penetrated? So your head is supposed to be like on the edge of the head,
Correct.
right? And then you just take it in.
Mm.
And this actually would feel like that because of the way it's curved inside.
Right. And yeah, so you basically can penetrate this multiple times, and you'll feel like someone's throat is taking it all in.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because I believe with the warm setting, it really feels like a human throat. To the end of today's episode, thank you so much for watching the Unfiltered Gay Podcast. And if you're a side, let us know what are your thoughts and opinions. If you're averse, a top, or bottom, you can also let us know what you think about sides. But if you're a side, especially don't DM Kieran because you might not be able to commit to his emotions. Yeah, if you want to try out some of these masturbators on your own, especially the Swallow Me, you can head over to shop377A. You can find them on Instagram or other website links. And if you enjoyed today's video, you can watch the full uncut version on the Patreon page of Dear Straight People. But before you go, don't forget to like,
share.
And subscribe.
and thank you so much for watching. Bye.